Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here. Not a lot of trailers out today, but I thought I'd do a year in review. Looking back on 2021, I know it's a little late, but I was ill. I was ill, so cut me some slack. Plus, the year was just over, so I got everything in 2021. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. The links are in the description. And now let's see about all the movies that came out this year. Starting back in January, the re-release of Alien. Ooh, I don't remember that. Um, I remember the movie, of course, but I don't remember the re-release. That must have been nice. But I tend not to see movies twice, personally. Shadow in the Cloud. Oh, this was Chloe Grace Moritz's movie. It takes place in World War II. It's it was a weird movie. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, that's the one that had like gremlins in it. Yeah, it didn't look good. Didn't look good. Jurassic World. I've never been a fan of the Jurassic movies. I love Chris Pratt, and now I think the movie would be pretty watchable with Chris Pratt in it. I saw the first Jurassic Park, whatever the hell it was, but they early in that run they kept teasing us with dinosaurs and machine guns, and never the two shall meet. That's what I wanted to see. Now I understand later they did that, but by that time I had lost interest. To me, it's the example of another franchise. They just wouldn't follow the instructions. Just follow the book. The book's popular. Why wouldn't you follow the book? But anyhow, um, Zombie Bro. Oh, I missed that one. I had to go back and check out that one. What else here? The Emperor's New Groove must have been a re-release. This is from Box Office Mojo, by the way. IMDb doesn't list things from the year before. Yeah, this was kind of a dumping ground for movies. January always is, and February. Man, they re-released Groundhog Day too. They re-release a lot of good movies. Rather go see them than most of these movies listed here. Lord of the Rings, sure, I could always see that. So that's a lot. That's a time commitment, though. Huge time commitment. Okay, Minimata. That was that Johnny Depp movie where he plays the part Japanese photographer. It looked interesting. I never saw it, but it looked interesting. It looked like something that Johnny could sink his teeth into, if that makes any sense. Judas and the Black Messiah came out in February. I didn't see that one either. Didn't really interest me. I mean, it's not my kind of movie. It just these things. I know too much about how the sausage is made. They dramatize everything, and when you dramatize real world events, it makes me very annoyed. It's different when it's totally fiction. If it's totally fiction, then dramatize away. Who cares? You're making it up. I mean, it's your rules. But when it's a real life thing, I want it to be authentic. And a lot of times, you see these movies and then you go back and you read what really happened, and you're like, that's not quite what happened. So, anyhow, I just have no desire to see these now. Oh God, Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. This came out in February too. Kristen Wiig and one of the other SNL cast members trying to do a comedy. Just looked awful. Just looked like a Saturday Night Live sketch gone on way too long. Not sure who it was aimed at. I guess it was aimed at women. It's very tough to aim a comedy at women, I think. Comedy, again, tends to be a young man's game. And it's not that women don't like comedy, but they are wired differently. So, they I think most women don't like to go that extra step. There are, of course, exceptions. Look, Christine Wiig is very talented. I'm not knocking her, but you know, the to go, like, if you look at Ghostbusters was barely a comedy. It really was. You know, the uncomfortable moments in that movie, just from what I saw, were just awful, just awful. You really got to stick, you know, in Ghostbusters, you got to stick the landing in terms of the horror and then the comedic timing to it, you know. Music, I remember this movie. It had a very strange trailer. I think it was about an autistic kid who responds well to music or something. And a lot of these I don't remember. Oh, the Tom and Jerry movie came out at the end of February. Yeah, that's ill-conceived. That was also Chloe Grace Moretz. And I don't know why she doesn't do more action movies. I mean, she's clearly good at it. Granted, on an actress or an actor, it's a lot of work. You got to stay in shape. But she's pretty young still. And it's not like she doesn't want a long career. And she's great as Hit Girl. Why not transition into an action-oriented character? I mean, that's clearly a lead. She could eventually get to the point where she's doing like a Lara Croft type character. I could totally see her in that role. Instead, she took on Tom and Jerry, this, you know, being in a live action with cartoon characters just doesn't make any sense to me why you would do that. It seems like a dumb move, but I'm sure they paid her well. That's about it. Going into a lot of no-name movies here on Box Office Mojo. Let's get into March. Raya and the Last Dragon. Vaguely remember that. Yeah. As we get into March, some of these will... Nobody. There you go. This is a movie I still haven't seen, but I do want to see. See, it's an hour and 32 minutes. That's a running time. That's a good running time, especially for an action movie. It's 90 minutes. It's tight. You get in, you get out. You tell the story, you go home. There's no sense dragging it out another 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, I mean, Lord of the Rings, yeah, you drag it out. But Nobody, no, that's a tight concept. It was different for Bob Odenkirk. I still want to see it. He is recovering from his heart attack, by the way. Let's see. Well, that's a good title. Shoplifters of the World. I think I looked at this. I do like that title. I vaguely remember. I think I looked at the trailer. Godzilla vs. Kong came out at the end of March. Still haven't seen that either. You know, it's not really a movie. It's more of like watching an event, you know. I hear the Kong movie with Samuel L. Jackson is pretty good as well. That's about it for March. Let's take it to April. This is all 2021, by the way. Red Notice, SAS Red Notice. Oh, this is more about the SAS than it is. This is not the one with The Rock. Had Andy Serkis in it. Oh yeah, I did look at this one too. 2 hours and 4 minutes, a little long. Yeah, that's again action thriller. You're gonna make it 2 hours and 4 minutes. Too long, man. What do you got going on that's so complicated in an action movie? You need 2 hours and 4 minutes. You got to get that under 2. You have to. You absolutely have to. Mortal Kombat movie. Yeah, another ill-conceived idea. Video game movies. Why? For the most part, has there been a good one? The closest thing I guess was the Pirates of the Caribbean, which wasn't a video game, was an amusement park ride. But Mortal Kombat, I don't know why they keep going back to that well. And I hear this one was woke too, so just doesn't seem to be like a good concept. Perfectly good video game, though. I enjoyed the game. Um, Scott Pilgrim versus the World re-release. I don't know why you'd re-release that movie, but I mean, it was sort of watchable in a rental kind of way, but just about. May, Wrath of Man. I remember this one. Yeah, Jason Statham. I didn't see it, but the trailer did look good. 1 hour and 59 minutes. Okay, it's acceptable. Still a little long, but you know, anything under 2, I'm okay with. The Paper Tigers, Paper Spiders, a lot of paper-related movies. White People Money is a comedy. Does not sound like a good comedy with that title. Spiral. Oh, this was the attempt to revive the Saw franchise with Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. Again, dumb idea, I think. I mean, I kind of get why they did it, but I think they overestimated the Saw franchise fan base. You know, it's not that interesting to me. You know, you kill a bunch of people in interesting ways. Was it all that interesting? I mean, it's like the obsession some people have with the 13 Ghost movie. That movie is awful. Okay, don't even tempt me to talk about it, because that movie is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And every 5 minutes in the damn movie, they keep telling you there are 13 ghosts. I know there are 13 ghosts. I paid to see the damn movie. I saw the ticket. I knew the title of the movie when I walked into the theater. You don't have to keep telling me there's 13 ghosts in the house. Drove me nuts. Top Gun re-release. Yeah, they're supposed to have the new one out, I think, by now. I got pushed back. What else we got here? Riders of Justice. Oh, yeah, that was that biker movie. That looked good, too. Still wanted to see that. Now I have to go back and try to find some of these movies. Army of the Dead. Oh, that was Dave Bautista. God, what a S show that was. Again, I didn't see it, but man, the clips I saw, they're just all awful. I haven't seen one good clip, other than, you know, the effects are cool, the zombies look cool, but Jesus, what a terrible, terrible premise. I mean, all an excuse just to have guys rob a casino in the middle of a zombie apocalypse with an artificial timeline and people being killed left and right. The movie is... Watch the Critical Drinkers assessment of this. I mean, it just... Like a 10-year-old wrote this movie. How are we going to get, how are we going to have a hijacking in a casino? And you know what it really rips off, in my view? Peninsula. Yeah, because that's kind of the plot of Peninsula. Peninsula, this is the South Korean sequel to Train to Busan. The characters have to recover money for the mafia, and so it's sitting in a truck, and like the last team went and they all got killed, and they got the money, but it's sitting in the middle of traffic somewhere on the island, so they have to get in there and save it. But that excuse me, that at least made sense, because the peninsula, right? The zombies are just on the South Korean peninsula because the North Koreans can keep them at bay, because they were keeping the South Koreans at bay. There's no other place for them to go. That makes sense. It doesn't make sense that they managed to get a fence around Las Vegas to trap the zombies, and now they're going to nuke them. Oh, but they weren't going to nuke them like immediately. Wouldn't it have been faster just to nuke Las Vegas? No sense. Excuse me. Mission Impossible 20th anniversary. Scooby-Doo movie. What else came out? This is May. We're in May. Cruella. Ugh. That. No. That's not a movie that should have been made. She's not a character that needs her own movie. Look, you want to develop something for Emma Stone, there's plenty of things to develop for. I mean, there's millions of books out there. It's like you're just going through the trademarks, picking one that Emma could do. I mean, and granted, it wasn't the worst concept. I mean, it was better than the Army of the Dead, but just pointless. And now they're going to do a sequel? Are you out of your mind? Quiet Place 2? Yeah, that deserved a sequel, I guess. It was such a huge hit. Sorry. Oh, The Conjuring. The devil made me do it. Yeah, I couldn't get into the Conjuring movies. They treat the 80s like they were an ancient time. And since I lived during that time, they were not ancient. It's just weird the way they treat the 80s in those movies. All right, let's move up to June. Conjuring, okay, yeah. So these. In the Heights. Oh, yeah, this was, I think, the attempt to undermine Warner Brothers to undermine West Side Story. They got wind that West Side Story was coming out, so they said, "Oh, I know, we'll do In the Heights and see if we can capitalize on that audience." And man, there's just no audience there. Newsflash: the people who love musicals are mostly dead, and they certainly don't want to see them done in the modern times. So, Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway. Now, this movie looked funny. I know you're going to think I'm nuts, but it was The House Next Door 2, Meet the Blacks 2. Or no, The House Next Door, Meet the Blacks 2. So the first Meet the Blacks was like this normal fish out of water with Mike Epps meeting like his wacky white neighbors. But this one, the wacky white neighbors move out, but a vampire moves in, played by Cat Williams, who at first passes himself off as a pimp, but then they realize, so it's like a completely different movie. So I thought it was at least an interesting twist on a sequel. You're like going in a totally different direction. I didn't see it, but it looked like they were at least trying something. Oh man, sorry, Joe. Falling apart here. 12 Mighty Orphans. That was that football movie. It looked all right. Man, so many movies. And The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. This was Ryan Reynolds, Samuel L. Jackson, Salma Hayek, and Antonio Banderas. Another one where it was just like a bunch of Hollywood celebrities get together and make a crazy movie. I hope they had fun. I don't know who would want to see it, though. The Sparks Brothers movie. That looked very interesting. Didn't see it, though, but I know. I didn't see most of these movies. What do you want from me? I've been sick. Crack House of the Dead. Oh, how did I miss this? Oh, I have to go find that one. See, I learn things. Luca, that looked awful. That was the sort of merboy movie. About two merboys or mermen or boys. I don't know. Looked just like way too cute and stupid. Let's see. Oh, Werewolves Within. That looked good. That looked really good. It looked funny and it looked fun. I still want to see that. I have to see if I can find that on one of the services. And that was out in June. Zola, that was that crazy movie about, I don't know, I guess they're strippers. I couldn't quite figure out if they were strippers or hustlers or escorts or both. But two girls become friends, but Zola is out of her mind and gets them in all sorts of trouble. Boss Baby, I don't know how they're making sequels to that. The Forever Purge. I never got into the Purge movies. It's just a concept they just seem to be beating to death. But, at least it stayed in the low budget realm. I think they could do more with it there, rather than if it got really big. A lot of times I think it's the really really big movies that kind of paralyze these the creatives. All right, looking at July, Black Widow. Yeah, that was just, it just looked bad from top to bottom. It was unnecessary. It was too late, and 2 hours and 14 minutes. Too long, just too long. It's got to be tighter than that. Yeah, there's got to be a tighter version of that. Space Jam: A New Legacy. Yeah, that looked like an absolute train wreck. Glad I missed that. Roadrunner, a film about Anthony Bourdain. I still didn't get to see that, but yeah, I still want to. Still want to see that. Pig, another movie I haven't seen, which did look, I hear great things about. See that? That's a nice tight hour and 32 minutes. That's a tight movie. Pig is about the chef, and they steal his pig, his truffle pig, and he has to go get him. Snake Eyes. Yeah, that, another ill-conceived idea for a movie. They thought it was going to be bigger than it was. Old, which another concept, like who the hell wants to go see a movie where everybody gets old and dies at some weird beach that the people are trapped on? I just didn't get it. I'm sure it's a metaphor for something. Fear and Loathing in Aspen, biography drama. I wonder if that's about Hunter S. Thompson, because he did run for the mayor of Aspen, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was the name of his book. I'm almost sure. I bet that's totally what it's about. I'm gonna look at that later. Stillwater, that was the crime drama with Matt Damon. Yeah, it looked all right. 2 hours and 19 minutes, a little long, but it is a drama. Okay, let's move to August. Almost done, doggy. Suicide Squad. That was all right. It was watchable. Pretty watchable, I have to admit. 2 hours and 12 minutes. It was a little long. Could have cut some fat, but could have cut John Cena. I can be done with him. Let's see. Swan Song. I remember analyzing that video. Looked at so. Free Guy. Everybody loved that movie. Not my kind of flick, though. I mean, an hour and 55, that's a good running time. I mean, I'm sure it's fun. I just, it's hard for me to get into video game movies because the characters just aren't real. They're just not real. I know, Joe. I know. We're almost done. The Paw Patrol movie that came out this year. Candyman, that sort of came and went. That looked awful too. I mean, Candyman wasn't great to begin with, but the remake is just sort of like, it was kind of like, I think they were trying to go for like a woke horror thing. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Yeah, I mean, I still say the trailer looked decent. Looked all right. I mean, I'm not excited to see it, but if I see it on Netflix or something, I'll probably watch it. Just check it out. If I get bored, I'll just tune out. I have a very high bar. My time is precious, people. Very, very precious. September. Let's see. Salem's Lot. They re-release it or remake it? I think they remade it. Yeah. Looks like they remade it. It was a good original movie. Don't think they need to remake it. Oh, excuse me. Keep belching. Man, so many titles. I thought I would recognize most of these titles with all the screenwriters rants I did over the year, but The Eyes of Tammy Faye, that looked okay. Looked good. I mean, again, it's about real life events being dramatized. Andrew Garfield looked like he was really putting in a performance. 2 hours and 6 minutes, a little long for me, but yeah, it looked all right. Let's see. Dear Evan Hansen, based on the musical, not for me. No, no, thank you. Probably doesn't even work as a movie, but Venom, Let There Be Carnage. You know, my friend liked it. I don't know. You know, I love Tom Hardy. He's a really good actor. Woody Harrelson's great. Michelle Williams is good. But I don't know. I can wait to see it. The Many Saints of Newark. I've extensively talked about that, and yeah, that just went tits up in my view. Some people still like it. Old Henry. God, I never got to see this movie. It's out. Yeah. I got to see this damn movie. An hour and 39 minutes. Yep, that's a perfect runtime right there. Yeah, Old Henry looks very good. Let's see if I can find that. I'm glad I'm doing this list because there's a bunch of movies I got to see now. All right. Getting over into the end of the year here. We're getting into October, my favorite time of year. Let's see. No Time to Die, of course. Yeah. 2 hours and 43 minutes. No effing way. I mean, Lord of the Rings is the only movie I can think of that should be that long. That's it. A Bond movie? No way. No way. Much less the Bond movie where they kill him and make him woke. Halloween Kills, yeah, hour 45, but no thanks. Sick of that. The first movie's great. Don't get me wrong. John Carpenter, he's great. Halloween, the first one, if you've seen it, you've seen the best one in my view. Maybe Halloween 3 is worth seeing too. The second one's basically a rehash of the first one, but Dune, I didn't see it. You know, it just, if they make the rest of it, maybe I'll go back and see the first one, but it's also 2 hours and 35 minutes. I mean, I can watch it for nothing. I just couldn't bring myself to sit there that long. Ron's Gone Wrong. This movie looked good. I mean, for an animated movie with the normal, you know, message, looked fun. The French Dispatch. Yeah, this is another movie that kind of fell through the cracks. Del Toro, Adrian Brody, Tilda Swinton. I mean, looks good. Got to catch that on the rebound as well. So many movies just fell through the cracks this year. My Hero Academia had a movie. What else? What else? Getting into November. Oh, The Eternals. A waste. A waste of time and money. Hell Hath No Fury. That movie looked crazy intense. See, that movie takes place in World War II, and it's only an hour and 34 minutes. I don't know how these people can justify these running times. Clifford the Big Red Dog, of course. That's an hour and 36. Yeah, that's... How long do you expect families to sit? What else? What else? Ghostbusters Afterlife. Still haven't seen that either. I do kind of want to see it. 2 hours and 4 minutes is still too long, but I'd see it. I'm not going to kill myself to go see it, though. Still want to see Vonnegut, Unstuck in Time. That looks good. I know, Little Joe. We're almost done. Almost done. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, pass. House of Gucci did look good. 2.5 hours, though, man. I don't know. I'll wait. You know, I'll catch it on streaming. It did look decent, though. You know? It'll probably be Oscar bait. What else? Licorice Pizza. Yeah, I didn't really like the look of that. I know, I'm almost done. We're almost on the list. We're going through a whole year. Vendetta. I'm confusing that with that other movie. It's about nuns. This says biography, drama, history, romance. I think I'm conflating that with a different movie I saw. Okay, and let's check out the last month, December 2021. Anything else worth talking about here? Death of a Telemarketer. I vaguely remember seeing the trailer for that, but that was a while ago. It just came out in December? Wow. Another movie, it probably got jammed up. West Side Story. Ooh, what a bomb that turned out to be, huh? Memories of the bombs you didn't see. Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, that's a winner. That's the winner. The winner of 2021. And finally, Matrix Resurrections. No, thank you. Sing 2 and The Kingsman. Yeah, Sing 2, no way I'd see that. The Kingsman is 2 hours and 10 minutes. A little long. It looked cool, but I don't know. The buzz is not great on The Kingsman. Says it's got a real problem with history. The Tender Bar. I did see, that's the Ben Affleck movie. Yeah, it looked okay. It looked alright. The Tragedy of Macbeth. Oh yeah, I want to see that. I think that's coming to HBO Max. Is it? Yeah. Good one to end on. Good one to end on, yeah. The Tragedy of Macbeth, that's going to be a good one. It's got the Coen brothers directing, Joan. Denzel Washington. And Frances McDermott. Oh, you love her. And that's it for me, Tony D. That's the year and end. The year and end. The year, that's 2021. I'm still a little sick. All right. Joan and I will see you tomorrow.